We all need to remember our ice safety. For more on ice safety, I sat down with Lieutenant Brian Barlog from the Macomb County Sheriff's Department's Marine Division.
Macomb County Sheriff's Office, our policy is there's no such thing as safe ice, but if you must feel you have to go out there, then there's some steps that we recommend you do before you do go out there. One thing is like an ice pick or an awl that you can hit the ice before you walk onto it, and you'll be able to see if it's soft or hard, or if there's cracks in it or open water.
What risk does someone run by taking their car out on the ice?
Big risk. Most insurance companies do not cover vehicles that fall through the ice. So if you venture out onto the ice with your vehicle and it does go through, you're responsible for the full cost of getting it out of there. And if you don't, you can be charged with some state and federal pollution violations.
How would someone make sure it was safe enough to bring their car out on the ice?
I don't recommend it, but if you feel you must, you could probably use an ice awl or an auger and drill down and see how thick the ice is. And there's some tables that are available that tells you different weights for different inches of ice.
What are some of the health risks when someone falls through the ice?
Well, the first thing is hypothermia. When you fall into the water robs your body heat faster than if you were just standing out in the cold, up to 25% faster. So within a matter of 10, 12 minutes, you could be unconscious and die.
When someone comes out of the water after falling in, what should they do?
Get warm, take all the wet clothes off, wrap with blankets. Don't get warm too fast because it's a shock to your body. You have to be warm slowly, and of course call medical attention.
If someone is near when someone falls through the ice, what should that person that's out of the ice do?
First thing I recommend is dial 911 from a cell phone, call help. It's better to have the people en route just in case you can't get them out by yourself, and then make every attempt to get that person out, but don't put yourself at risk because otherwise we would have 2 victims out there.
When someone falls through the ice, Lieutenant Barlog and his crew have to travel out on the ice to rescue them. I wondered how they stay warm in the cold air and water, so Lieutenant Barlog showed me his special protective uniforms.
This is totally waterproof and buoyant. You don't need a life jacket or anything because it has buoyant material in it. They say you can stay in the water up to 10, 14 hours in this thing, so you'll get hungry before you get cold in this. It has a harness that you can tether because we don't go out on the ice in case we fall through, just like a diver. And this is very expensive. This is approximately $700. So this is a little bit cheaper. It keeps you warm and it keeps you afloat, but it's not waterproof. So if you were to fall through, the water would go in, but your body temperature would warm the water there. It's kind of like a wet diver's suit.
After talking with Lieutenant Barlog, I wanted a different perspective on the ice safety issue, so I went out on Lake St. Clair with local fisherman Brad Smith and host of Fish On with John Fowler.
Well, we're out here trying to catch some perch. It's been spotty all around. I mean, we talked to a lot of people, stay together, stay in groups to try to feed off each other the information, but it just depends on where they're at, what time of day. We moved around 4 or 5 times, hadn't really found anything decent, so you can catch fish all day long in the winter. I mean, technically during the morning and the evening you're going to have more success, but it all depends on the weather. I mean, the barometer has a lot to do with it, and then you're looking at lunar tables, and when the fish want to bite has a lot to do with other things than just, where they're at. You can see a lot of fish and not catch them. So
before I head out, I always tell someone, hey, I'm going out in front of Gino's. I plan to fish until about 11 o'clock. I'm coming in after that. I'm bringing my cell phone, though, just in case, because fishermen are, you say 11 o'clock turns into 1 or 2 o'clock. So you get that phone call, yeah, I'm still out here. But on the other hand, you want to have people come out here quickly if something does happen. So it's always best to let someone know what you're doing. Right now, it's early February. We've had a ton of cold weather. The lake's locked in. But once everything starts to break up a little bit and you get pressure cracks, you don't want to, on a strong west wind, if you've got open water and you go out to this pressure crack, that wind can blow, and then you're just on an iceberg. And you see every year people getting rescued by the helicopters. So don't cross the pressure cracks if you know you got a strong west wind.
Thanks again to Lieutenant Barlog, Brad Smith, and John Fowler for their insight on ice safety. Remember, no ice is 100% safe, so next time you go out, make sure you're careful. For Varsity Beat, I'm Jack McClaskey.